All right, man. You knew I wasn't gonna leave y'all with at least 3 videos. That's you losing my minimum for this channel. If you don't follow my main channel, Goodfella TV, right here on YouTube. That's Goodfella TV. And let's talk about something, man. I'm gonna continue the draft spotlight. Maybe get started on this free agent spotlight next week. But I want to talk about should the Pistons indulge in free agency or should they indulge in the draft or a combination of both? Now, if they feel like this is a make or break year, okay, let me start this first. And this is something that we haven't discussed. I'm not sure if anybody else discussed it, but if this is a make or break year, um, for the Detroit Pistons or a turnaround year, and they looking for a veteran, which we did discuss this a little bit further. Should they trade the fifth pick? If they going if they're if they're going they feel like they got a good enough core, which they core is Jeremy Grant right now, K Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, and people throw in Isaiah Stewart and possibly Killian Hayes. I think Killian Hayes is really not a piece, and I don't think Isaiah Stewart is a piece, but nonetheless, there's some options there too. I mean, obviously, there's been names thrown out there like Shea Gillingsley Alexander, um, potential trade there. I mean, then you still would have Jeremy Grant. But all I say is, one thing about drafting, it's cheaper. Okay. And it's a better way of, and it's hard to get people to Detroit, and then too, you don't necessarily have to spend the money this year. Jeremy Grant and Kelly Olynyk give you the flexibility to hold off on spending the money. Kelly Olynyk has an expired contract just under 13 million. Jeremy Grant has an expired contract just around 20. If you, I mean, it's only a few teams that can absorb that contract, but if you can get, if you can get somebody that can absorb half that contract and send you a couple pieces that's going to expire, I mean that's fine. I mean, obviously, the vision for most people is trade Jeremy Grant, get 7, 8, or get late, get around 10 in the lottery. Right? Some people may say 13 and 15 from Charlotte and stuff of that nature. And if you do anything like that, if it's Atlanta 16 or something like that, I still think you in a good range to get somebody that you can build on. Okay. But if you flip that fifth pick for Shea Gillingsley, which you can't be mad at him and K would be a good backcourt, two good ball handlers. I think K, the percentages won't share as a better shooter at this point, but I wouldn't be mad at it. All right. I would not be mad at it. But I just think you're in a position to do something cheaper. I think you're in a position if you can get another pick. All right. I don't think you have to spend the money. I think ideally how I think of the picks that if they acquire another pick, how I think of it in my opinion. Let's say hypothetically, I mean, let's say you end up with, I don't know, um, somewhere in here, right? I mean, nobody talk about Minnesota too, but let's say you end up with somewhere in here, right? Let's say 15, 13, 14, Cleveland interested. I mean, I think you're in a position to do a lot of things right there. I think you're in position. I think Durham and Mark Williams, they possibly gonna be gone, but some people like Walker Kessler. You know what I'm saying? So I like Nikola Jovic. Some people like Marjan Beauchamp. I mean, I was watching Dyson Daniels. I'm going to get to him. Uh, 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 Film, even his highlights, and Beauchamp is flashing on his film damn near just as much as he is. So, I mean, Jaden Harvey is another name a lot of people like. Chris Colaco, center from Arizona, is another. So I think you're still in the game there. I mean, but obviously, if you can end up with Mark Williams and Jalen Durham, I think you found fine. I think if you can end up with a Jeremy Shokin, I think if you end up with a Ty Washington, I think he might be a really good backup guard, in my opinion. Might be a starter in this league. You never know, but um, but like I said before, I think if you could, best case scenario, if you end up with Ivy, right? You at 15, I think you in a good position. I mean, with Tari Eason, Dyson Daniels, who worked out for them. But I think ideally you want to end up with Jalen Durham and Mark Williams in that, you know, in that scenario. You want to go guard, field center, you get a lot more athletic That's what you really want to do, and that's one of this team's biggest problems. They're not athletic. You want to be better athletically, defense, and shooting. And I think, you know, I think the shooting, you know what I'm saying? I think when you look at it, if you do move Jeremy Grant, I mean, whoever you replace with him at the four, shooting is going to be a premium there. But I think Cade Cunningham will shoot it better. I think with Grant gone, Sadiq Bey shoot it better. He'll be in more rhythm. Um, so I mean, we'll talk about that. So ideally, if you can do that, I think when you go to free agency, you'll be looking just to fill the four spot if you don't bring nobody back in the trade. So you look at it, they probably gonna go big. Who knows what they do? They might trade out of it. Um, Indiana, I don't know. So really, I don't know. When New York goes center, um, where Washington goes center, I think now with Porzingis, San Antonio, they linked to Aiden as well. New Orleans, they got Jackson Hayes. They could still go center, and I think they prime candidates to trade out that spot too. New York, they can go anywhere with it. They making everybody available. So I don't know if you can get 13 or 14, you might be lucky enough to get Mark Williams or Jalen Durham. I think more likely Mark Williams, but if not, it's a lot of other great candidates there. A lot of people like I haven't seen them get to him. A lot of people like Patrick Baldwin Jr. I mean Marjon Beauchamp. I mean, it's a lot of different guys I like there. Not sure. I seen a little bit of Kennedy Chandler in the NCAA tournament. Not sure about Usman Dang, but I think you get somebody good. But in this hypothetical, let's say you end up with Ivy, you end up with a center, and I think in free agency, I don't think you have to spend big. You are the young team. You might not win 30, 35 games next year, but I think you're young. And I think the biggest issue with the team is the coach. He don't know what the hell he's doing. But, if you did choose to say, well, in free agency, I just need to feel in this situation, if I lose Grant Kelly or Lennox, I got Stewart on the bench. I probably bring back Marvin Bagley. I think got Killian Steele. I got the kid from Michigan, Isaiah Livers. I think off my bench, I might need a JaVale McGee. I might need maybe a Kobe White that could be a spark plug and give me a bucket. Maybe a spark plug, whoever will out there and score. Not sure what Dennis Schroeder be looking for. That'd be a nice change of pace. But I think JaVale McGee, and then you'd be looking at the power forward spot. I think that's what you'd be looking at the field. Um, for them. And no, I don't envision Durham and no a Stewart or combination of whoever the center is Stewart and Marvin Bagley playing together at all. I don't envision it. But I mean, maybe Jermichael Green. He been steady for a long time. I think PJ Tucker gonna stay with somebody that continues to win. I mean, Montrezl Harrell, not sure. It's a solid fit. Um, Bobby Porter's probably be one of the best case scenarios. I think Bobby Porter's would be a good one. You probably going to have to pay a pretty penny, but I don't think it'd be that much. I think Bobby Porter's championship winner. Markieff Morris would be another one. Did we have Marcus Morris or Markieff Morris in Detroit? I always forget. Which one did we have? So, I forget. I think we had the one that was out there in LA. Yeah, we had Marcus Morris, senior. So, I just think like you'd be looking to fill that position temporarily, and I don't think it's going to be a big fit. But I mean, then again, if you go best available, with somebody. But then on the flip side, if you looking more of but if you going more free agent based, let's say I don't know, let's say you take Keegan Murray, which everybody feel they're gonna take Keegan Murray, which is another mistake, just proving my point that old boy don't know what he's doing. But and I mean, who. And that's then you got money, you just spend it to spend it. And then in this scenario, more likely probably keep Jeremy Grant. Maybe you move him, I don't know. But at this point, you just spending it to spend your money. At this point, we know they've been linked with Bronson, Colin Sexton. They bring in Bronson, Colin Sexton, find a way to kind of sign and trade and move a contract, bring in DeAndre Ayton. Like I said, you get more expensive, but do you get better? And where's the potential at Aiden is what Aiden is. Even at 24 years old, I mean, how much more Do you give a guy that's been labeled a slacker, lazy, not hardworking, video game addiction, whatever it is, you give him more money? What the hell you think you're gonna do? Bronson, Colin Sexton, Bronson, smaller guard, has some issues with Golden State, the best defensive team in the league. If you're gonna have championship aspirations, you're going to see long ranging teams. Obviously, you see Milwaukee every year. If they was healthy, most people feel they'd be in this position. So how do you do versus Milwaukee? See, that just let me know Troy Weaver and his staff don't know what they're doing. We need to beat Milwaukee. Once we beat Milwaukee, then we worry about the other BS, get past them. And they're longer rangey. Getting two small guards, that's not gonna cut it. You have to match longer rangey with longer rangey. And like I said before, Ivy, you get longer, get athletic, you get a little rangier. With Mark Williams and Durham, you get athletic, you get way more athletic, you get rangier. Now you starting to see what Cleveland's starting to build a little bit. So, like I said before, why not go ahead and build with another longer rangy guy with Kay Cunningham? Maybe Mathurin, which he not that good defensively yet, but he got all the potential. Maybe a guy like Zach LaVine. If you're gonna spend in the $20 million range, you might as well go ahead and spend the 30 on Zach LaVine and possibly sign Jeremy Grant over there. That's what I'm looking at. You might as well go trade for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander if you're gonna do that. But like I said before, keep it cheap. Keep it Ivy. Keep it a big fella. Then you can find JaVale McGee to fill him in to fill a shot blocking athletic role behind him. You still have Stewart and etc. And I just think you would need somebody off the bench that'll be a spark plug. I don't know who out there that you would like. I don't think Malik Monk would like to come off the bench. Also like Gary Payton second, good defensive guy, get up under you, can defend. Probably gonna get a championship after Boston dropped that game yesterday. I think that's fine. Maybe you take a flyer on Byron Forbes. He can catch a shoe guy. But like I said before, a lot of people like Miles Bridges as well too. But where does he fit with Sadiq Bey? Sadiq Bey can't play the four, in my opinion. So, like I said before, they can spend the money however they want to spend it. But in my opinion, next year is looking to be a better class if we being honest. So you can just turn some assets, Olenek. What I would do, turn the Olenek, if I had to, Jeremy Grant into some assets. Take those assets, probably trade them for futures or take players right then and there, and just add a veteran like Markieff Morris in there, add a Byron Forbes and Gary Payton second, and just roll like that. Obviously, Troy Weaver probably on the clock, and I do understand that. But next year you have Bradley Beal, Kristaps Porzingis, Andrew Wiggins, which Wiggins could be coming to Detroit. But I think how Draymond looking, they're more likely to move Draymond than Wiggins. That way they can keep all their young guys behind them. Al Horford, Nikola Jovic, Draymond Green got a current player option coming up. Obviously, Jeremy Grant gonna be one. Bojan Bogdanovic from Utah, Bogdan Bogdanovic from Atlanta. Eric Bledsoe probably gonna get moved to the trade. Karis LeVert, Gary Trent, Malik Beasley, Derrick Rose, Will Barton, Christian Wood, KCP, Kyle Kuzma. So you got a better list next year, and you can hold on to that money this year, and then next year come in there. You should have a better idea how pieces is fitting. So I go young. I will spend my money modestly. It's no point in going in. Next year, I hit the ground running. But people will say, well, next year, what if, more teams probably going to have money? Only 3 teams got money this year. You know what I'm saying? Only 3 teams got money this year. So you're not really competing. So, the pot is small. But then again, you always got signing trades in that situation. So, me, if I'm going big, I was gonna say Zach LaVine, but my thing about it is you in position to get a really good guard. And even if it's Dyson Daniels, even if it's Jaden Ivey, even if it's waiting for a boat what's Marjon Beauchamp, or if it's a Dyson Daniels. I mean, if it's a Benedict Mathurin, well, he can play the 3 or 4. I mean, even if it's AJ Griffin, you in a really good position. She crying. That's my puppy. Johnny Davis. I mean, I don't know much about Ochi Achibology. I never really liked Kansas players. But like I said, you in a good position to get a talent. I mean, Nikola Jovic, 6'11", small forward, a little bit, couple years in the weight room. He probably going to be able to play the 4. So, I mean, like I said before, I think they should stay young. And then, if opportunity hit, it hit. But if I'm them, I stay young this year. Hopefully we advance. But like I said before, no matter what they do, they spend a bunch of money this year, they go young, Dwayne Casey is an issue, and he's just not a good coach. So, I mean, they still not gonna win a lot of games next year with him at the helm. So nothing gonna change. We seen when that white guy got in there and started coaching, you know, they started to be looked a lot more improved. So they just let you know where they at. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit on notifications, increase your chance of notifications. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit my link tree. It's one link where all my links at. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. One link, and then one more click to take you wherever you want to go. So, find me everywhere there. Appreciate the love, support. One time for one time. Peace.